Welcome to the Puritan Studies Index. I'd like to show you a little bit about how to use it and how to find the articles that you need. So this is the home page, and we'll start with a simple search. I'm going to type in Perkins and click search. Notice you don't have to capitalize anything. And then we get 102 results for Perkins. And that's pretty nice. Notice that on the left-hand side, Refine Results, you can limit to full text, you can limit to author, source title, language, content type, and year. And your actual results show you where that's coming from, where the article is coming from. You can save to list, or you can drill down and actually view the article. So let's first of all go down to source title. And I want to find something from Calvin Theological Journal on William Perkins. So notice when you click that, it's going to bring your filter up to the top. And there are 3 articles about William Perkins that come from Calvin Theological Journal. And I'm going to pick or click on the last one. So this is what you see. The full citation, page numbers, as well as the bibliography entries that this is under, and then the full text link, authorized users only. So if you're a student at Puritan Reformed Theological Seminary or a faculty member, you can click on that and get immediate access to that article. If you're off campus, you'll have to authenticate via your credentials for Office 365. If you're outside of the PRTS community, simply click on this request a copy, and you can fill out your name and email, and we should get back to you shortly with a copy of that article. Let's look briefly now at the Show Advanced Search and the options and features that has. So this drop-down box gives you the choice to search for author, keyword, source, or title. So I'd like to choose author, and I'm going to type in the last name Beakey, and then a keyword of assurance. And let's click search and see what comes up. So 7 results give me articles that Dr. Beakey wrote about assurance. And then notice the refine results on the left-hand side. Again, you can drill down or just take a look through these 7 results. If I click on the first title, a nice feature is that up here at the top, instead of going back out and looking at each title successively, I can just go from one page to another and see those 7 titles easily. Then I can save them to a list for printing later. Let's take a look now at the Browse Bibliography tab at the top of the page. When you click on that, you'll discover that all the articles have been sorted into topics. And we've tried to keep that within the Puritan context, but also add in, as you see, contemporary Puritan sympathizers, those individuals who had some aspects in their character or their ministry that were like the Puritans, but as a whole, they wouldn't be defined in academia as Puritans. We added in the Nadera Reformati divines so that we have the Second Reformation in the Netherlands there represented, as well as German pietists and Scottish, Irish, and Welsh, and some other countries too on the continent. The main focus is the Puritan context. So notice every time you see an arrow, you can drill down into that bibliography for more detail. So you see we have some aspects under Puritan context. Drill down even more and you can see how we've divided that. And again, this is just a topical layout for all the articles in the Puritan Studies Index. So if I were to click on New England under Politics and Government, the Puritan context, I could see right now 2 results. Now keep in mind that we are building this database daily. So the articles are growing. So come back on a regular basis and you'll see more and more articles for each of these headings. Okay, I'm going to go to the Puritans now. And notice how we've divided the articles about the Puritans topically. When you see a little I, that means that we wanted to add a further definition or explanation for what we meant for that heading. And then I'm going to click on theology, and you'll notice that we've tried to keep that consistent with the doctrines in a theological study, a systematic theological study. So if I were to click on Christology, notice then it's broken down by topic, and by individual. So atonement, offices, and incarnation under Christology, and by individual, you'll see a group of names. So if a name is not there, for example, I don't notice William Ames on this list. That means that we don't have an article currently about William Ames on the topic of Christology. Once we do get that article, we'll add the name in here. So don't be alarmed if you don't see every Puritan listed under every topic. That's a short example of how to use the Browse bibliography. Finally, let's examine the third tab, Browse Puritans. When you click on that, you'll see all of the Puritans, the ones that we have defined as Puritans, in alphabetic order, followed by their date of birth, date of death, or the period wherein they were flourishing or producing material for the world. So you can view them alphabetically, you can view them by the ones who have the most references or the ones who have the least references. The number after the name indicates how many articles we have about this person in the database. If you know the individual you're looking for, perhaps it's a Manton, you can go immediately to the M's and see Thomas Manton has 6 articles written by him. I'm going to click on the most to least references, and that is filtering just within the M's again. So let me click on the all and click on most to least. So no surprise, Jonathan Edwards is the clear winner with 598 articles referring to him. But I would like to draw your attention to many of these Puritans that have nothing written on them so far. So if you're a student or a researcher, I encourage you to do some research on these men so that we can add articles to the database that reflect research on or about these Puritans. That's a brief introduction of how to use the master list. Let me point out one more thing, that if you were to click on each name or a particular name, that will bring up, of course, the number of articles that we have under that name in the database. For further information about the Puritan Studies Index, or if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact the library at William Perkins Library, Puritan Reformed Theological Seminary, or you'll see a request feedback or submit feedback within the Puritan Studies Index, and you can always fill out that form and contact us that way. Thank you for your interest and your use of the index.